So hello friends, this is Nyasis Pade, and in this video I'll be discussing about a very important project, and as well as the project which usually plays a very important role in the climate change as well as the climatic variation which we usually see in our day-to-day life. So starting from the beginning itself, I'll be discussing the concepts and what actually we are going to discuss in this project, how actually the project is going to executed, how actually the project is being stimulated in the different interface, like whether it is an Arduino, whether it is in Raspberry Pi, or whether it is in my Rio board, so or whether it is in Pickleball. So everything we'll be discussing in this video itself without any kind of confusion. Let me stick with what I am going to discuss about in this project. So before discussing about this project, I will be having a clear glimpse about what is the title of this project. One is forest fire detection. So forest fire detection, whenever we are going to discuss, whenever the word which usually comes as forest fire detection, usually this word usually plays a very important role, because the forest which usually gives us a momentum to sustain this environment, a blueprint, or we can say that a chart which usually signifies our lifeline. So this is the reason why we are going to discuss about forest fire detection, and using this optimized solar power Zigbee wireless sensor network. That also will be discussing about what is Zigbee wireless sensor network and what are the different sensor board which usually been used to sense. Okay, so based upon these things we'll be discussing in detail about the project, and I hope you will definitely watch the project till the end. So as you are from electronic engineering background, then or whether you are from computer science background, or whether you are from electronic and instrumentation background, you must and should have to go through this project, because this project is very vital, with different gadgets, with different equipments, as well as different criteria of evolution. So unless and until you will not be having these criteria in your mind or in your resume, then it is very important, very disadvantage factor whenever you are being evaluated by different recruiters who are recruiting you for the for different position in embedded domain or in any other domain of of electronics. Okay, those things are very important. So let me introduce myself in this video. This is Nyazis Padi. I am from the team of Mission Eyes. So after a lot of time, after a lot of conversation with different academic works, I have failed to upload different videos, different projects, and different editorial analysis, but still I am with you with this new project, which is all about forest fire detection. So forest fire detection will be discussing why it is important. I have already discussed. Let me have the abstraction part for you, and you can say that how actually it has been working. So this is the satellite image of how the forest fire is not being detected. Okay, so based upon this not being detected, because clouds are being covered. Okay, here clouds are being covered, we cannot be detecting through satellite communication. So satellite communication is not at all important in this aspect of this project. Okay, so just I have discussed about wildfire hidden by clouds. So wildfire usually hidden by clouds whenever we usually go for satellite communication, but what the thing which usually uh, stipulates and identifies which part is very necessary and which part is not at all necessary. These things are prior important. Okay, yeah, so these things are even prior important. Okay, so these aspects which usually are shown in this is lab view programming, or we can say that warning due to fire and abnormal powering then after rainwater, which usually gives a warning sign. Okay, so these things are also will be discussing in this project itself, and these equipments, how to execute the project and how to identify in which part the forest fire is been occurring. So these things also very vitally important, very important, I can even say that. So these things everything will be discussing. So this is how the sensors are been, or we can say the basic wire sensor network based fire detection system. Here you can having that monitoring area as well as forest area, where and when and how it should be installed in the project, such that there will not be any kind of disadvancement of not executing the project. Okay, so these things are also important about the structure of sensor node, which I have already discussed about what the sensor to be implemented for executing the project in a very stipulated manner, in a very full-fledged manner. So these things are prior important with respect to the block diagram or block diagram evolution of the chapter. So these things I'll be discussing in detail. Just I have given a glimpse of introduction to you. So in this upcoming videos I'll be having all the detailed explanation regarding that. So yes, here you can have the visualization of the abstraction part, and the two main modules which usually present in the project are monitoring module or monitoring area, as well as forest area, which I have already discussed or which I have already signified. So monitoring area as well as forest area which has different blocks or different yes, different blocks which usually been connected to each other, and different blocks has different instrumental works, or you can say the functionings. So each functioning has different subroutes as well as submodules which are already which we will be discussing in detail about that. So here you can see that the sensors which usually includes sensor modules, serial communication modules using Zigbee, optimized solar energy harvester using maximum power tracking, which usually power it tracks the power or the temperature, which usually should which usually must and should be noted for MPPT sensors are tracking machine. Also, we can say that. So PC based web server, which usually serves the identity of the forest as well as at which location it is or which location it must and should be. Okay, so these things are very important with respect to the abstraction part. So then after going for the introduction part, we know that introduction part is just like why we need that. So why, what is the main reason for needing the forest fire detection system? Why? Because of climate change or climatic variation, global warming also becomes a very concerned matter for the activities which usually been performed in our day-to-day advancement. So these things are prior important with respect to the forest fire evolution in different areas, with respect to a lot of global lot of heat in the globe, and also which usually reflects in rainfall, or we can say that level of rise in rainfall or level of sea level rise. Also we can say that that's the reason why we should have to identify the forest fire, and we should have to take necessary actions as well as steps to implement different sensor modules technology in the form of in the form of developmental criterias, as well as in the form of evolution of how we are acting, how we are representing, how we are protecting our forest. So this is all about today's video lecture. I hope you have got an idea regarding the project, and I hope let me end the video here itself, and we'll be having the clear discussion in the upcoming video session. So this project is just about a very huge project, and it needs time to discuss everything in detail. Thank you.